They have great intentions from the beginning. That don't mean they genuinely want you in the end.
Every time I start to close the door, you knock and I let you in.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Everything Mingley podcast. In today's podcast, we're going to talk about how he truly feel about you. If you're interested in this topic, make sure you keep on watching because I'm going to give the real. And I feel like when it comes to this topic, people only give certain opinions, which is okay. But people never give the real. Okay, how a person truly feel about you. I saw someone talked about it on TikTok. It was two different stitches. The first stitch says, if a guy treats you poorly, don't worry about it because it's a guarantee that he's going to treat the next woman poorly. And then in that stitch, they were saying that every man do not treat every woman the same. So let's talk about it. Now, I strongly feel like the way a person treats you is how they feel about themselves, but it also could be how they truly feel about you. Now, you probably wonder like, what are you talking about? So let me elaborate about this because how they feel about themselves. If a person is unhappy with themselves already and they looking for love instead of trying to find love within themselves or just something going on with them, like I said, personally, they're going to try to bring down everybody that they come in contact with because they're looking for validation from that person. So if they don't have love, they're looking for that person to love them. And if that person don't want to be with them, they're going to try to destroy them. If they don't have happiness, they're looking for that person to make them happy. If that person don't want to do that, they're going to try to destroy them. So I feel like if a person is not happy within themselves, they're going to treat you the way they feel about themselves and project it on you just because they want you to feel what they feel. I remember having an ex and I told him, I said, you was never happy. And I just couldn't continue to be with you because at the end of the day, I'm a truly, genuinely happy person. And I grew up off of love. And I get it. Everybody don't grow up off love. So I understand that I'm not going to throw it in no one's face. But you have to understand as you get older, you have to find love within yourself, happiness within yourself. The life you create for yourself is much more important than anything. So if you're walking around and you're mad all the time and just bringing up things that happened when you was 2 and 4 and try to project it on someone else, then you will truly not be happy with no one else until you decide to be happy within yourself, right? And then when it comes to how a person feel about you, is based off of if a person do not like you, they're not going to treat you great. They're going to treat you poorly. If a person do like you, they're going to treat you great. So you got to understand the difference between how a person feel about themselves versus how they feel about you. I feel like when a person is naturally happy within themselves, they are a great person in general, where whoever they come in contact with, they're going to treat them great unless they got to show them otherwise, right? And so when the girl first stitched was saying that, oh, don't worry, sis, I guarantee you he's treating the next woman poorly or whatever. But people got to come to realization of maybe that man just didn't like you. So the next girl may be getting a great deal from him because he really liked her versus you. He wasn't treating you as good because he didn't like you. And people got to understand that sometimes when a person don't like you, it's hard for them to tell you that because they don't want to break your heart, hurt your feelings, or whatever the case may be. So they will do whatever in their power for you to walk away. And it's not a coward move or, no, he keep coming back, so this is why. Some people just genuinely don't want to hurt people's feelings. And I know this because I have been in situations that I was not happy in, that I didn't like. Because me, I'm strongly like this. I don't see this person as my husband. If I don't see you as a person I want to bring you around my family, it's a guarantee I really don't like you. And that was majority. But at the same time, I feel like once I know that person's feelings is involved, I just do whatever in my power for this person to try to walk away from me. And if they don't get it, then I just walk away. And it turns out to be freaking messy, because when I walk away, it's like, oh, you hurt my feelings or whatever. But it's gotta, and I tell people all the time, and this is not trying to be mean, but if I don't like you, you cannot force me to like you. You cannot force me to be with you, because I'm not going to be happy, because I don't want to be with you. And even if I make you happy, I don't understand, because people got to understand, a person that treats you poorly, I don't understand how people can say they treat them right or make them happy. A person that treats you poorly cannot make you happy. If you feel like a person that treats you poorly make you happy, you have to seek a therapist. I'm just going to be honest. And I just don't understand. I'm just not understanding. So what I'm saying is, because a person treats you bad, that don't mean they're treating the next girl bad. That don't mean they treat the next man bad. Because from my own experience, if I'm treating someone poorly because I don't like them, I don't want to be with them. But I guarantee you, every man is not going to get the same experience from me. I could treat guy B great, right? And I could treat guy A like trash. Because I want B, but that don't mean I want A. And I feel like women have to come to the realization that every man do not want them. Even if a guy gets your number, because sometimes we base the first thing off of looks, right? So when you meet someone, you can be like, oh, this person is fine or whatever. And ladies, I'm talking to y'all. Oh, this person is fine. He want my number. All right, cool. He wants your number because he find you attractive. But the moment he gets your number and he started communicating with you, and if he started treating you poorly, it's because of the communication sucks and you lack your IQ levels, let's be honest, because some people IQ levels are very low to be an adult. He got what he wanted from you, which was sex, or you wasted his time with whatever his end goal is. So I feel like women got to stop using he's going to treat every woman poorly. He's only going to treat every woman poorly if he's not happy within himself. But we're not talking about dudes like that, because that's a whole nother story for a therapist, and mental health is very real. But we're talking about the men that are genuinely happy and really living their life. Men are not going to waste their time if they have a sense of their own, just like women not going to waste their time if they have a sense of their own. It was another TikTok where this girl said that when she's dating a guy, she's like, oh, my husband wouldn't do this. So if a guy is telling her no, or talking to her crazy, or mistreating her, or whatever the case may be, she just think like, oh, my husband wouldn't do this. And she'll leave the situation with grace. And people have to understand that everybody is not meant to be your husband. We have at least one soulmate on this earth. But if this person is not doing the things that you would prefer in a man, then he's not meant for you. That's one. Two, I feel like if a lot of women have male figures in their lives, where it's their father, their brothers, their uncles, friends, male friends, platonic male friends, if they truly have male figures in their lives, they wouldn't think like that of, oh, he's treating every girl XYZ. Because at the end of the day, we got to stop having male figures in our lives when it's sex involved. Like, some people don't have male figures in their lives. The only time they have a male in their lives is if they're dating and having sex with them. And it's like, oh, okay. I feel like it's very important to have some type of male figure in your life. Even if your father is not around, even if you don't have brothers or uncles or whatever the case may be, have at least one platonic male friend that you can trust and talk to about any and everything. And I guarantee you, your perspective on, oh, he treat every girl the same will be different. Because when I look at the male figures in my lives, I know that every woman don't get the same treatment because I see it. But when you feel like, oh no, he treat every woman the same, it's because you don't have male figures in your life where you can see the real, where she may get treated this way poorly, but she gets treated like a queen she is. You got to understand that everybody, because they want your number or they want to talk to you in that moment or whatever the case may be, and they may have great intentions from the beginning, that don't mean they genuinely want you in the end. People have to understand that. People have to understand that males can be friends with females without wanting sex or anything from them. But see, when people have that mindset like, oh, males can only be friends with women, it's because they want sex from them. No, that's because of the males you're picking. But there's genuine friendships out here. And I feel like a lot of women have to build genuine friendships with men so they can understand how men operate. And I think that's why with my mindset of like past relationships or situationships that I have dealt with where I was able to leave and I wasn't hurt in the end, or when I feel like a game was to be played on me, I was able to win the game and leave a person scoring. And I'm not saying this as, oh my gosh, yeah, I won. No, but I'm saying because I've seen how men operate. And I operate based off of how men think and how men are that's around me versus women. And let me tell you why. That is because a lot of women accept anything. I don't want to be that girl. A lot of women make excuses for men. I don't want to be that girl. A lot of women do not take accountability for what their men are doing to them. And I don't accept that. So when I see the men around me, I say, I got to think how they think. Because at the end of the day, when you think logic, how men think, because sometimes you like, even though we're women and we can't like really do what men do, we have to understand if we kind of like learn how to pick their brain because of the men around us, if we have good male figures around us, we could pick a man brain quickly. There's no way you should be thinking, oh, he treat every woman the same if you have male figures around you. Now, if you don't have male figures around you, then you got a lot to learn. So, of course, you're going to think every woman get treated the same. The woman will only be treated the same if he's not truly happy within himself. That's like when a woman is dating different guys. When you see, like on TikTok, where these girls, which I think is insane. I'm not here to judge, but I think the story is probably not true. I don't know. But when these girls be getting on TikTok and they say, I had sex with 100 men. Like one of those no male figures around because they're looking for love, right? So I feel like it could go the same as for men. When men going from women, they're looking for love. They're looking for help in some type of way. Help to save them, help to whatever the case may be, right? So that's why I say you have to know the difference between how he treats you is how he feel about you, and how he treats you is how he feel about himself. Which one is you working with when it comes to the person that you're dealing with? So if he's looking for love and going from girl to girl to girl and always unhappy, if you're around him and his energy is always off where he's just arguing and mad and sad, and even within himself, it's just like, it's always something. Like with a woman, it's always something. He's not happy with himself. So of course he's going to treat everybody the same because he wants people to feel the way he feel about himself. So it won't be like it's a problem. He wanted to be a norm in his world. But when you don't go down to that level where it's like, no, I'm going to be happy. Fuck you. Excuse my language, but I'm going to be happy. And you're going to only score on yourself and you walk away. He's going to try to destroy you in every way possible. And the next girl in every way possible because he wants someone to truly feel how he feel. And then when it comes to how he feel about you is if he don't like you, he just don't like you. And sometimes people, they want you to walk away before they walk away because sometimes people don't understand rejection. Sometimes people don't understand. I just don't want to move on. Because I know in situations, like I said, that I've dealt with, when I tell a person, I don't like you, they already got it in their mind from the little time we spent together or whatever the case may be that, no, you do like me because you just told me that yesterday. And I'm like, no, but today I don't like you. So when I got to keep telling the person over and over, I don't like them, and they already got it in their mind that I do, is nothing else to be said. But one of two things: treat them poorly, or stay in a situation you know you don't want to be in to make them happy. And you probably was like, well, why not walk away? Because you can walk away, but you're going to treat them poorly because they're going to keep coming back because they're not going to get it. They're not going to get it. So you just got to understand, when a person just don't like you, you have to walk away. But I feel like a lot of people are scared of rejection, or a lot of people are too entitled. And why I say a lot of people are too entitled, because some people base things off of just their looks. Oh, I'm a pretty girl, so this man would never do me like he do her, or never want to treat me any kind of way. But it's like, it's not always about looks. I've seen plenty of times where guys will date the girl that I feel like she's a pretty girl, and go date somebody else where the girl be like, oh, I look better than her, but he's treating her like everything, like treating her like golden. What's for you would be for you. And I feel like what's for you would not mistreat you, would not hurt you, would not harm you, would not disrespect you. Once you understand what's for you, once you understand the purpose of your life, and that happiness is virtue, happiness is a real thing, then you will stop making excuses on, oh, this man gonna treat this girl wrong. He just don't like you. He just don't. You have to understand that. That's why, to just sum it up, it's very important for women to have male figures in their lives. Male figures in their lives. Whether it's brothers, uncles, male cousins, platonic best friends, whomever. Male figures in their lives. Because when you don't have male figures in your lives, you don't think anything. It's crazy that people only have males figure in their life is when they're dating. It's crazy. You got to find male figures aside from just dating. A man shouldn't only be in your life is when you're dating or having sex with him. Men should be in your life because of the friendship or the familyship. And I get it. Some people are like, oh, I don't have family or whatever. But even if you don't have family, build a bond with a male friend. Please do so. And if you feel like, oh, men and women can't be friends because they don't want to have, if you think that, which is not true, every man not going to want to have sex with you and vice versa. But if you feel like that, then get you a male that do not like women in that sense. Or if he did, it's not that no more. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have some type of male figure to understand where I'm coming from. Because if you don't, you still gonna think, oh, males is always like this and males is always like that. No, get you a male friend at least in your life. At least one male friend. I promise you, it's gonna change the way you view men. Because every man is not the same. And you got to understand it. But you got to always know how to play the game when the game is being played. And you got to know how to move with grace. Because at the end of the day, once you learn how to beat a person at their own game, you won't complain no more. And I feel like it's sad to say that, but I'm the type of person, I'm going to be the person that is his own game. If they want to treat me poorly, I'm going to treat them even more poor. And I'm going to move with grace. And I'm going to be happy. Why they done just destroyed themselves because they lost at their own game. And it's not a good thing, but what I'm saying is you got to know how to play the game when the game is being played on you. And then you got to know when it's real. And then when it's real, that's when you know you ain't got to worry about all that game plan and that nagging or, oh, he doing this and he doing that, da-da-da. Because just like if a man come in your life and he treats you like a queen you are, just know every woman probably won't get that treatment. Because you got to save things. And I spoke about this in previous podcast, but you have to save things for your husband or for your wife. And I get it that everybody do not get married, but everybody do have a soulmate. So when you start thinking logic, you got to save things for your husband or your wife. Meaning, everybody don't need to meet your family. You don't need to move in with everybody. You don't need to spend money on everybody. Let's be honest. You don't have to give your all to any and everybody. Save things of, is this my husband? Is this the man that's going to be with me for the rest of my life? And even if you felt that way, if he don't feel that way, you got to understand, well, if he don't feel that way, that's because he's not the one. No matter how you feel, get out your feelings, dust yourself off, and you'll be good. But it's very important to understand how he truly feels about you and how he truly feels about himself. And have male figures in your life, and I promise you, all problems will be solved. Thank you for watching Everything Mingley podcast, and I will see you in the next episode.